And today we want to look at telemarketing. I hope this has been an amazing experience for you. I hope you've been learning a lot. I hope a lot has happened to you in the course of this entire experience. You need to know this, right? This is taking us a lot to put together. We're excited doing it, and we can't wait to hear your testimony about the impact of how this is changing your life in an amazing way. So telemarketing is one we'll look at today. And what is telemarketing? The marketing of goods and services by the means of telephone calls, typically unsolicited, to potential customers. One of the ways I've built wealth, I can tell you that categorically, was telemarketing. Having to pick the phone and call people, right? And some of them know me, some cold calling, and really trying to get them to buy. And this is a formula I want to give every one of us. And the formula is just simple. Try every day to call 50 people and tell them about the properties that you're selling. The second formula is try and message, not necessarily calling. You can call it text marketing, Abi, or SMS marketing. And I'm good with SMS marketing. Texting is one of my biggest strengths, right? Try and text, via inbox on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Are you aware that sometimes you're able to subscribe for premium LinkedIn 30 days before they charge you? Sometimes they even do 30 days free. And when you are on that LinkedIn premium, you can message anybody straight to their inbox. Typically, if you're not people's primary friends, you can message their inbox. But if you are LinkedIn premium, except they've changed it now, you can do that. So imagine you are on LinkedIn premium and you give yourself a responsibility to say, I'm going to look for, 100 HNIs to message. Instagram, 100 HNIs to message. Facebook, 100 HNIs to message. Twitter, 100 HNIs to message. And you're going to do that every day. So you have 50 calls, verbal calls. You have 250 messaging. They're on WhatsApp and all these other platforms. You don't need to know them. Just have a beautiful introduction. And so what are the elements of good telemarketing? Number one, have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pitch. In other words, I want your voice to be raised higher. The energy in your tone has to be elevated. Now, I get it. Some of you talk in a very quiet way, you're not shouting. But by the time you're calling somebody to sell to them, you must have, and we're not always saying you should shout, but there should be confidence, there should be aura, there should be firmness, there should be enunciation with your words when you're talking to them, right? And this is very important because sometimes you're calling people and they're having a terrible, terrible day, right? It's a messed up day. Because of your tone and the excitement, it just gives a new vibe. It just gives a different feel. And it just helps people to be able to really, really connect with you and be grateful for the conversations that you guys have had. And this is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. So figure out a way, okay, to make sure whenever you are going to do telemarketing, there's a positivity to your tone. There's energy to your tone. Number two thing when doing telemarketing is to have a beautiful presentation. You need to have a pitch, written down, not something you just cook up in your head. I've shared, I think in day two, it was yesterday, my elevator speech is a 30-second pitch when I sell real estate, right? So when I'm calling a customer, hello, sir, my name is Dr. Stephen AKINTAYO. I'm known as the world most influential investment coach. And I help wealthy people make more money through real estate investment. Will you be interested, sir? Or if it's ma, and I'm expecting them to either say yes or no, or call me back at a later time. And this has always worked. Very short, but I'm always going to make sure I finish before I then ask them questions so they can start talking to me. That way, I'm controlling the conversation by the kind of presentation, whether it's written or it's verbally communicated as a pitch. You must have a control over the conversation by rushing to finish your messaging. Where people miss it, maybe they're chatting somebody, say hello, then the person say hi, how are you today? They say fine. How's your family? You don't even know their family, right? So just drop the entire thing in a whole 100 word, and then when you're speaking the same way, call them and quickly rush into your full name, into who you are, and into why you're calling, and then give them an opportunity to then reply. But if you go that route of, hello, how are you today? And I say, I'm fine. In fact, many won't even say, I'm fine. Where do you get my number? Who are you? Particularly when it's an unsolicited call. And as a salesperson, sometimes at the beginning of your business, you don't yet, today I don't need to do telemarketing. Come on, right? By the grace of God, people, I choose my customer now with all due respect. I turned down millions of dollars today, right? If it's not fit, if you're not the right customer, I'm sorry. I choose my customer now, right? But at the beginning, guys, you have to swallow your pride, be humble, grind and grind and grind, and just call and call. Now, this is very important. Number 3, do not expect, right, to even have 50% positive conversation. You need to manage your expectation. When people do telemarketing, the problem is that they've expected a good number of people were going to give them a good feedback. And that's really where the problem is. They were not expecting your call. They're probably having a bad day. In fact, because I wasn't expecting people to necessarily always say good things, I was ready for them to insult me, to say bad things. And you know what? I'm able to end the conversation on a positive note because I was mentally prepared. In those days, I used to do, telemarketing. And I remember sometimes I end and say, well, it's okay. Thank you. God bless you. Have a great day. And some people would then call me back. Oh, hello. I'm so sorry. By the way, I had a terrible day. I knew I sounded so off. I'm sorry. I apologize. And by the way, please tell me again what you guys do. Right? But imagine they give it to me and then I give it to them as well because, hey, I probably have missed a client. So no means next opportunity. That somebody isn't ready to do the business right away or isn't giving you a positive vibe does not mean they won't come back and still give you a positive vibe. So you just make sure you keep it positive, you end it positive. And I think these are things we must, master, we must get used to as a people if we're going to go far in life and in business. Very powerful, very powerful. For me, it's been very impactful. So number 3, don't even expect it to be as positive. Now, sometimes you are not lucky, it's then positive, then good. But move to the next. Next. Well, they say no. Next opportunity. Next person to call. Number 4, and this is very, very important, time yourself, right? You need to literally time yourself and pace it. So there are times where you should be able to say, I'm going to, this particular, and I tell people, phase your telemarketing. So the first set of call, what you're doing is called prospecting. You're just trying to see whether those who might be interested, that's not the call to close them, right? So you can color code it. Green means those who are ready to, book a sales call. So the first call is prospecting, where you then book another call that would then be detailed. Sometimes it could be visual, Zoom and all that platform. So you can do presentation of the sales, right? And that's green. Some like, oh, well, call me back later. That could be yellow. Don't call me ever again. You scammer. I don't believe in you. You're a thief. All that. You can put red in color coding, right? So your first set of call is prospecting, right? You're just trying to see out of this lead who is interested for another call that will now actually be the main sales call. So you need to time it, okay, for everyone, because it's prospecting call. I'm just targeting 2 minutes minimum maximum for each person. Else you see situations like this where you will end up calling for just it doesn't even matter how many times you call, but you have called just 10 people and it looks as if you call 100 people. In fact, when your manager is asking you how many people have you called, you just say, hey, I've called many people. As well, let's see your list. You just realize you just called 10 people because you didn't time yourself. You didn't structure to say, hey, I'm going to time myself and I'm going to phase the conversation. For this first call, I just want to prospect. Okay, number 5, when it's now time to then do the sales call, leverage on something I call the third party, the power of the third party. I've realized over time in the course of doing sales that sometimes it's good to always come to the sales, call, with a third party, right? It could be your colleague at work. It could be another existing customer who just want to share their testimony. Whatever it is, and I'll share this story with you. Very, very interesting story. Very, very interesting. So this guy was trying to sell something, and this guy, particular client, each time he sent the client the contract to sign, right? Because in some developed world, until the person signed the contract, you can't even ask them to pay you. But once they sign the contract, even if they have not paid, it's binding. So he needed the client to sign the contract, and the client kept, and Itai said, is there any other thing? He said, no, just, it's my fault. I've been busy. Don't worry, I'll sign it. But he won't. And then this was taking weeks. And he decided to use this power of the third party. And a very crazy idea just came to his mind, that his wife should help him do a video. It's a true story. I say, hello, I'm Helen. I'm the wife of James. I'm sorry I'm reaching out to you, but James honestly has been acting weird, in recent times. He's not been sleeping well, and when I tried to probe, I realized that is this contract. He said, you've not been able to sign. I'm sorry, but I will appreciate if you could just sign this contract so that I can have my husband back. He said, those kind of video, after the wife did it for him, you're wondering, should I send? He waited and waited, but eventually sent it. And I went to bed. Guess what? He woke up in the morning, and guess who replied? The wife of the customer. Hi, Helen. So sorry. My husband has been so busy. I get it. I apologize that this has been affecting you guys. I will tell him we're going to sign it soon. Wishing you and your husband all the best. And I said, well, for him, was at least it didn't backfire. But guess what? By evening of that day, he got the signed contract. The power, and I'm not asking you to do this. Disclaimer, I'm not asking you to do this, right? But try the power of the third party when you are then doing your sales calls. It's magical. It literally can turn your business around. Look for somebody who is more experienced. Like I said, third party can be anybody. Your spouse, experienced person, your colleague, your boss, a existing client like the one you're talking to who has testimonies to share. Just leverage on third party, and it can be a powerful tool in helping you to close your deal. Whew. I hope this has helped. I hope you've picked a thing or two from this day 4. And by the way, how's it going? Are you selling? Are you sharing all these contacts, these products they're giving you? I'm aware I hope you're in the community group, right? And I hope you have a team lead. Please obey these things as we have put it together. Obey your team lead, guide, rely on their leadership. If you're trying to do a sales course with a customer, bring up the team lead can be the thought force, right? And I hope you're doing all the daily assignments. We've been giving you product of the day, right? I hope you've improved pushing all this product of the day with your link on the portal and everything is traced to you. Are you aware we have a car to win? Okay, by the date, we'll be able to announce the person with the highest number of sales that will win my car. And I can't wait to give out this car, right? It's important that you know you're still going to get commission on every sales and you have nothing to lose. This training is free. Keep at it. I hope you're also inviting your friends. It doesn't even matter if they're not in real estate. Today, I want to recommend a book for all of us, and we're going to be reading the book all through, aside all the assignments. One is called The Greatest Salesman That Ever Lived, as well. So, what is today's assignment? Today's assignment is very, very simple. I want you to screenshot today 250 people that you have been able to enter their inbox to communicate something you want to sell. 250 people. I also want you to show, and of course, you record your calls. Very important. Your sales calls should be recorded. Post also in the community group the 50 people you've called. They're recording of the message. You don't need to put their numbers. Just these things are very important for your team lead to see, and and it just helps you to be more accountable. 50 people you are calling today. 150 people you are entering to send messages to. 250 people rather. So making a total of 300. If you don't sell doing this, it's not even possible, right? It's not possible for you not to sell. So I hope you are able to do those assignments. The book, Greatest Salesman That Ever Lived by Odman Dingo, as well as call 50 people who picked. I'm not interested in those you tried, they didn't pick, those who pick. And then send messages introducing yourself and what you do, and that they can get back to you and put your email and phone number that you can help them make more money through real estate investment. Send it to 250 people across all platforms. And watch out the magic, and keep doing this to additional 250 people every day, additional phone calls. You can tell me, oh, but Dr. Steven, I don't even have quality lists. Start calling those you know. Hello, my auntie. I'm now doing real estate. I'm with Dr. Steven. Do you know anybody that can buy from me? One of these days, we're going to talk about the power of networking and the power of referral in sales. Do you know somebody you can refer to me? Do you know somebody who can also join and give me contact, and I'm going to share my commission with them? Just start calling people on your phone, your friends. Start there. Don't tell me, oh, I don't have a lead yet. I don't have money to start adverts. Start with those who are on your phone. Everybody have more than 50 contacts on their phone right now. Start calling them. Oh, but I don't have money for credit. Start with WhatsApp call, right? Yo, I don't even have. Then figure out a way to get into any of our offices. We have offices in Port Harcourt, Abuja, Lagos. Get to the office and tell them you want to use the internet and you want to work from our office. Yeah, life you have. Get into any of our office and start working from there. At least that's solve the issue of electricity and data, right? You have to take this thing seriously. You have one life and you need to make it count. I love you. I'm Dr. Steven AKINTAYO.